Alright, we had visitors in camp with us last night. What's your name?
Declan.
Declan. It's his first hike. He's only 7 years old and now he's picking strawberries. Oh, there's some good ones. Right, look at all that one. Right underneath there. So how do you know when they're ready to be picked?
They gotta be all red.
And what else happens to them?
They get very easy to pick off.
Very easy to pick off, exactly. Look at right here, buddy. There's like about under that flower, there's like 3 or 4 of them. God, I love the morning. It's 6:20. It was cold last night, so I just got up early. I can hear my partners over there still snoring, but I wanted to go see, you know, these mountains are different at night than they are in the morning, than they are in the winter. You can come back here and they're forever changing. And that's the beauty of coming out in the wilderness.
Morning. Good morning. How was your sleep? Nice. Mine was fantastic.
Yeah, I heard, I did hear you roll a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was on an angle, so no matter what, I'd roll slowly into my tent, so then I'd have to shift and adjust. For my oatmeal. Yeah, we were surprised. We had visitors in camp yesterday. Todd and his boy. His first hike. But now he doesn't want to keep going. He wants to go back home. But that's okay. You want to make sure the hikes are enjoyable, and then you'll come back and do a longer hike. And there's always another day. So if you don't see something one day, you'll see it another day.
That's right, Declan.
Hey?
You agree?
Perfect.
We're all done.
Okay. Enjoy the rest of your
Enjoy,
hike.
guys.
See ya.
Yeah, enjoy your hike too.
Declan, other hand. There you go, bud. Have a good hike out.
You too.
We're good. If we left anything, contact Marty.
Basically, yeah.
You're that guy, right?
I'm that guy, yeah.
And we're off. Start of day 2. Leaving Willow Creek. Here's the view.
So leaving Willow Creek, and all I'm doing is looking at JT's underwear hanging off the back of his pack.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's got reindeer on it. Might get a little rain, but I think it's going to be a hot one, eh?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Didn't know what it was. Kept on going. And I know on that side slope, I was a bad boy. I had a eat more. And I think my eat more wrapper is still on the side slope. So if we go walk the side slope, we could probably find the eat more wrapper. But I stopped and had the eat more, and then I backtracked, and then I took that cut across to go to the cabin.
From what year?
This would have been 2015. Something doesn't make sense on my planning because I was going to go to Willow Creek and then thought that the warden station was tomorrow, but looks like I passed the warden station first. I'll figure it out. After that sign, I stopped to have a candy bar. I realized at lunchtime I ate only protein and I was getting low on energy real quick, so I had some carbs. But I was thinking about that last sign with the fact that Willow Creek Cabin is less distance away than Willow Creek Campground, and that's the opposite of what I thought. And so now I'm on another trail. I went back to the sign and I took this trail because what I think happens here is there's kind of a triangle. So there's two ways to get to Willow Creek. I could have gone the long way, which is to Willow Campground, and then back up to the Willow Cabin, or there's this triangular shortcut. But so far I haven't seen any evidence of this being used a lot, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I have a hot head to start with.
Yeah.
This is the junction back to Willow Creek.
So Marty was saying this might have been a place where a tornado touched down. Oh, look at that. They're all one way. Yeah. Meadow after meadow after meadow. Otherwise you'll just be walking in trees. Four kilometers to Wellborn.
How much?
4.
Yeah, that sign's different than the other one.
Glacier Pass, Little Heaven. I guess this is our junction.
Yeah.
Okay, now we've turned north going up towards, well, we're going to find a little stream or a lake, but going up towards Little Heaven. And with the overgrowth, you can tell this isn't very well traveled.
Day 2 was an interesting day. You know, we followed basically the Snake Indian River until the trail veers off and starts heading towards Little Heaven and McLaren Pass. And I remember very specifically saying to the guys, you know, make sure you got lots of water because we're going to go up this slope where we could potentially run out of water because I'd had problems finding water in the pass, and it's a south-facing slope, which means that it's getting pounded by the sun. And sure enough, you know, halfway through the day, in the afternoon, we ran out of water. We kept looking at a GPS where there were supposed to be creeks, and every creek was dry. And we were just getting parched, and there was some climbing. The trail is hot here, very hot.
You know what these are for?
They're mileage markers. What's it say?
2. So as soon as you get in the sun, it just takes all your energy. I'm at maybe 2 liters now, 2 and a bit of water, and it's still not enough. It's gonna be a 7-8 liter water day.
Sometimes when you look at a map and there's a lake there, it's just not there. I mean, we crossed a couple of streams that we thought, well, we should get water here, but no, there's a lake. And then you come around the corner and all you see is basically a slough way off in the distance where you wouldn't even want to filter water. And now what do? You backtrack all the way back to that stream, or do you carry on?
Right in the middle of a field that's supposed to be a lake. We're just trying to find water and it's all dried up. We got a 200-meter climb. What was it, 3K? 3K to the camp. Tough. Really tough.
Oh, there's no water going up this gully. Like the creek is dry. JT's got so much energy, he's gone ahead. I think camp's about a kilometer away, so he's good. Jeff is behind me. I am exhausted right now and thirsty. It is hard to swallow.
On GPS and the paper map, it showed a lake, you know, and we were thinking, all of us had said, like, no, that's okay, we got a lake coming up, we'll just get water there before we start the climb. And it was a super hot day, and we thought, you know, in hindsight, you know, we should really stick to the rule where there's water, you know, get it. You know, fill up, doesn't matter, because you never know.
So JT was strong that day, and he was gone ahead of us. And one of the things I need to point out is that when I had planned the trip, I had marked some coordinates on the GPS, but they were kind of guesses as to where things might be, like where the campground might be, you know, looking at topographic maps and aerial. And so I had Little Heaven at the wrong spot. So JT's ahead of us, and suddenly he comes back. And I'm like, what are you doing here? In fact, my first reaction was, oh, thank God he's coming back and he found some water and he's coming to bring us some water. But what happened is he had gone ahead, and where he thought the cabin should be, the cabin or the campground for Little Heaven wasn't there. So he came back. And then we pulled out the map and we're looking, and then we realized that we were still on the right track. It was just further than we thought. So so he did an extra kilometer there and back for nothing. But in the end, it all worked out.
Well, according to the GPS, we're pretty close to camp. Half a kilometer. I'll just call it a kilometer just in case. Couple breaks coming up this hill. Didn't end up finding water, so we just need to plug on, not overdo it. I've got taking like tiniest little sips and just picking wild strawberries wherever I see them and eating those. But JT's gone ahead. He's probably in camp, and this second break, Marty just went up ahead. Likely one more break before we get to camp, and that'll be that. Yeah, I've had some hard days. This ranks as one of the harder ones. I think mainly because we just don't have water. Parched. But crossing this field, this meadow, hopefully it's just going to be over there. That way.
I was never happier to get to a campsite than I was when we got to Little Heaven. I must have drank 3 liters of water when we got to Little Heaven.
Holy fuck, finally. Little Heaven.
Yeah, Little Heaven is a gorgeous site, and I reminded the guys that it's not called Little Heaven because it's heaven for the humans. It's Little Heaven because it's heaven for the horses. The horses love it because it's this great big meadow and they can just feed in there. So historically, you know, that's why it was called Little Heaven. Let me show you what Little Heaven looks like. It's probably one of the most primitive campsites most of us have stayed at, where we paid, you know, $9.80 per night per person to stay here. But there's like the privy is a log across 2 trees. There's a small fire pit, and that's it. Not bad though. Look at the view in the morning. JT's got his place set up. Jeff's inflating his mattress. We came from over there.
I saw the tree line. I thought, okay, that's cool. It's kind of in there. That makes sense. But when you get to Little Heaven, it's just a tiny little drop down hill, and that's it, and a fire pit. It's not in the trees, and it's not, you know, there's no bear, well, there is a bear hang, but it didn't do much, but there's no facilities, so to speak, backcountry things. There's no set places for tents and stuff. It's just a one little tiny little eating area, basically. That's all it is.
Had some food, set up camp over there. Marty's tent is just that way, and we'll go check out the Warden cabin. Oh, that wasn't too far. The campsite that we're at is called Little Heaven, and this camp, or this cabin, is called Little Heaven Warden Cabin.
Little Heaven Warden Cabin. Oh yeah, nice.
Is that just that the fridge or the cold storage, or is that just a laying on the ground?
That's how they look when they're really old. Is it on old concrete? Yeah, it's on rocks. So this is original.
So it's shitting in a tin. They just haven't got around to putting it.
Yeah, it says keep dry. It's probably going on that.
Rock foundation, log cabin, tar paper roof.
It's a pretty funky chair.
Yeah.
Oh, the legs busted off the back.
Oh,
This is original. Look at that. Like it's a rock foundation, log cabin, tar paper roof.
What a cool job to be a warden. You come up by horseback. You have these cabins here you can stay in. You can bring all the supplies you need on horse. Beer, which is the main supply. Bunch of bucked up wood. I mean, it's hard work doing all the wood and trail maintenance, but man, this is where you wake up to every morning.
These old cabins that we visit, are so amazing. So we saw about a half a dozen cabins. We saw the Willow Creek cabin, Topaz cabin, Caribou cabin, Little Heaven cabin, Blue Grouse, and one more, Vega. And it's a shame. There's such great cabins, but they're completely unused. Some of them look like they haven't been visited for years. There's tall grass and willows all around them. There hasn't been horses. There's no horse poop anywhere. These are historic sites, maintained but seldom used. Man, we're remote. There's no humans around here.
Little Heaven Horses Camp. So we're gonna stay here?
No.
He's even got a prep table.
Prep table. This is
Got the captain's chair.
don't mind if I do. Oh, if only I had a chef here to make me supper.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of comfy.
So we're gonna stay here?
No, this bridge has seen better days. All right, day 2 was hard, not gonna lie. As much rain as this area got, it is bone dry. So the last 4 or 5 kilometers of the hike, we had no water. We were parched, got into camp. I must have drank 3 or 4 liters. It was effort to eat. Nobody was hungry, but we ate. And then eventually the appetite came back. It's 10 o'clock. We basically finished eating now, and we're going to bed. I explored the area a little bit, saw the cabin just down the path and the horse campsite, but very tough day, worth it. We're at Little Heaven, and then tomorrow we have another hard day going over Hardscrabble Pass, or sorry, going over McLaren Pass down to the Blue Creek Valley. But we don't remember the hard days. There's hard days, but you don't remember the hard days. You still always remember the moments at the end of the day.